In 1991, Tang Yixuan is a young man who works part-time for a loan shark group to earn money. He doesn't want this life, but he has no choice, he needs money to survive. At the same time, Yi Haitang is struggling at home. Her father, Yi Ba, is a gambler who keeps borrowing money and never pays it back. Because of his debts, the family lives in constant fear. Yi Ba often beats her. Life is very hard, and she works part-time at a bookstore to survive. Yi Haitang and Tang Yixuan first meet on a very sad day, the day of her grandmother's funeral. Tang Yixuan and his gang come to her house to collect her father's debt. They even take the condolence money that friends and neighbors gave for her grandmother's funeral. Haitang feels heartbroken and angry. The next day, he is surprised to see that he has been transferred to Haitang's class. Both of them freeze for a moment, remembering the events of the funeral. After school, Haitang runs up to him, furious and hurt. She grabs his arm and shouts, "Give back the condolence money." Yixuan is speechless. He doesn't argue, but he realizes for the first time how much pain his world has caused her. That moment marks the beginning of their story, a mix of anger, guilt, and a bond that will slowly grow into something much deeper. Later, the bookstore where Haitang working launches an event, "Write a letter to your future self." A new mailbox is placed there. One day, Haitang finds a love letter in that mailbox and thinks Tang Yixuan wrote it. When she asked him about it, he denied it, and their classmates laughed at her. Haitang felt embarrassed and hurt. But when some students began to bully her, Tang Yixuan stepped in and protected her, warning them to stop. What Haitang doesn't know is that the letter really was from Tang Yixuan, but from his future self, written across time to guide and protect her. In 2026, Tang Yixuan wishes he could go back to protect Yi Haitang and love her better. When he drops his letter into the mailbox, it mysteriously travels back to 1991, reaching her hands. That's how the love letter from his future self appears, proof that his love crossed time to find her again. Even though he didn't admit to writing the letter, when Tang Yixuan read the letter, he was shocked. The handwriting looked exactly like his own, and at the end of the letter, it was signed with his name. He couldn't understand how that was possible, it felt like someone from the future had written it. That day, Yi Haitang collected the class fund from her classmates and put it safely in her backpack, planning to give it to the teacher after class. But she forgot to hand over the money. When she reached home, her father saw the money in her bag. Thinking it was hers, he took it away to gamble. When Haitang tried to stop him, he beat her badly. Haitang can't take it anymore, she writes a suicide note and puts it in the mailbox. Then she goes to her father's gambling place with a knife, ready to fight him. At the last moment, Tang Yixuan arrives and stops her, saving her from doing something terrible. But her father twists the truth and reports her as mentally unstable, causing even more trouble for her. Tang Yixuan notices her pain and wants to help her. After the incident, when Tang Yixuan comes to drop Yi Haitang home, he notices that someone is already inside her house. He quickly tells her to leave immediately, because he sees that debt collectors is there. Both Tang Yixuan and Yi Haitang run away together, but the collectors chase after them. Tang Yixuan protects Yi Haitang and finally takes her to his own home to keep her safe. The next day, Yi Haitang's father comes to her school and makes a big scene in front of everyone, shouting that his daughter tried to stab him. Seeing this, Tang Yixuan gets angry and fights with her father to protect Haitang. Because of the fight, the school suspends Tang Yixuan. Before leaving, he pays back the class fund money himself and then leaves the school. When Yi Haitang finds out what he did, she feels deeply guilty and sad, realizing he got punished because of her. From that day, their fates become tied together, two people from broken homes, both fighting against pain, shame, and fate. Yixuan starts to care for her deeply, and Haitang begins to see kindness behind his rough life. In the small town of Meiwan, among all the sadness and debt, a fragile kind of love begins to grow. A few days later, Yi Haitang suddenly remembers the suicide note she had dropped into the mailbox earlier. She goes back to look for it, but it's gone. Feeling confused and angry, she confronts Tang Yixuan, thinking he might have taken it. Together, they start to investigate the mysterious mailbox and the love letter she received. After searching and testing, they finally discover the truth. This mailbox is connected to the future, allowing letters to travel through time between 1991 and 2026. During that time, Ye Haitang's father becomes more cruel. He tries to force her to sell the house that her grandmother left for her, but Haitang refuses. It's the only thing she has left from her grandma. Angry at her defiance, her father begins to torture and threaten her. When she still won't give in, he even tries to send her to a mental asylum, calling her unstable. Just as everything seems hopeless, Tang Yixuan arrives. He stops her father and protects Haitang once again, standing by her side when no one else would. After that incident, Ye Haitang moves into Tang Yixuan's house. She finally finds a place where she feels safe and cared for. Living together, they slowly grow closer, cooking, studying, and sharing quiet moments. For the first time, Haitang begins to smile again, while Yixuan realizes how much he truly loves her. Slowly, Haitang started to like him. She felt safe when he was near. Yixuan also liked her, but he didn't say much, he showed it through his actions. They studied together, shared small moments, and gave each other strength. Even in their poor and painful world, they found comfort in each other. One night, after another violent fight with her father, Haitang's father pushes her to the breaking point. She even tries to attack him with a knife. In that time Tang Yixuan receives a letter from the future warning him that Yi Ba is planning to harm Ye Haitang. Without hesitation, Yixuan rushes to find her, afraid he might be too late. When he arrives, Yi Ba is already acting violently, and Haitang is in danger. At the very last moment, Tang Yixuan intervenes, stopping Yi Ba. In his anger, Yixuan almost loses control, but he chooses not to kill him. Just then, the police arrive and take Yi Ba away, finally ending Haitang's long suffering. In the end, Tang Yixuan and Ye Haitang finally get the happy ending they truly deserve.